Good afternoon, good evening, good morning to everybody out there. Jason here, Signature Esports, and a pleasure it is to have you live and in charge. A little countdown to green action here for the Signature Esports Xfinity Series presented by Cool Dog on YouTube. I encourage you to check out the link description. I tell you what, Alex has been kicking butt and taking names. We appreciate what he's been able to do to help us out, as well as Patsfan and all the fine folks out there that take care of what we're doing. Much love to you all. I hope you're all having a wonderful night. It is Kentucky on board tonight. That's where we're going to be running. All of our series our laps are different. That's what it is. Race information is going to be 100 laps, 3 sets of tires, no stages, no fast repairs, just 100% fuel, 1.46 mile length track. That's what it's going to be. Patsfan's going to present your starting grid as well. Eric Schaefer is going to be back on that pole position. Brandon Banks is going to be your outside pole position. Kirkland Van Scoy going to make it row number 2. Cody Martin, Joshua Siegfried's going to be out there, row number 3. Kellen Tony and Tyler Nichols, row number 4. Let's see, row 5 is going to be Zach King, Cody Kinsey, row 6. I'm skipping numbers, going odd to even. Brad Dove, Tom Gum going to make up row number 6. Row 7 will be our good friends Robert Church and Mr. Michael Bollinger out there working. We're going to have 14 drivers tonight. The DDoS attack kept us out of the series last week, and yeah, that's pretty much how it was. Couldn't do much about it, so we'll see how that's going to work and where it's going to be kind of doing its thing. So good to see everybody out there. Hopefully you're all having a wonderful night. Of course, I do have some edits to make when it comes to some of the things that we see on our sponsor side. To apologize to our, well, first and foremost, our sponsors. I want to make sure that we get them all squared away. See if we can move them up real quick. Boom. Yeah, we're going to have to move them up just a touch. I don't even know where to put them right now. I have to make the same edits that I've been making for all the other series back out there again. But yeah, they're going to be ready to go. We're going to have some fun. This is going to be an entertaining race. Schaefer has got a couple of wins on the series. Brandon Banks has a win. This is week 4 for the Xfinity Series, and we're getting into the mix. They have 10 races overall altogether. Got 6 races left as these drivers get ready to pace themselves out. Brandon Banks, of course, I think he got the victory last week. I was going to pull up the points and what we were doing there. Big special thank you to all the fine folks that have been out there racing. Thank you to all of our of course, sponsors, affiliates, and people that help Signature Esports run. Thank you to, of course, Alex and the grand scheme of things. All these fine folks are pretty legendary. So see a lot of drivers come off pit road. Got to make sure that we keep the cars nice and even, and Bollinger the tail of this one. Brad Dove looks like he's got trying to see if he had any damage there early on and in there, so it didn't look like it. So Schaefer behind the pace car. Yeah, it's just going to be, I think it's going to be a good race. And nonetheless, the series has been absolutely a ton of fun to be able to call, and we appreciate the drivers being here. We appreciate everybody. I mean, they pay to be here. We pay to put on a good race, and we try to do that. So thank you very much to everybody. All right, we're going to be going. It's going to be fun. It's going to be entertaining. Schaefer leads 15 points over Brandon Banks. Jesse Priest, third of the point standings, as it would be. Calatoni. I'm sorry, that was last week. Yeah, that's total points. Yeah, it's Calatoni sits 4th in the point standings. Cody Kinsey 5th in the point standings as we're through three races so far through Michigan. We're going. We're green. 100 laps. And I am RCing at the same time. I want to make sure that everybody knows that we're good to go. And pace car is going to be in. Oh, Kenzie got turned there a little bit. Church having an issue as well. Cody Kenzie with some right side damage. I don't know why that didn't bring out a caution. We're taking a look. Again, iracing throwing caution. Oh, he had a blink. Let's take a look. There's Tom Gom on the outside. Oh, this corner exit. Man, oh man. Kenzie will come to pit road. Will be reset. That's unfortunate for Cody Kinsey, and I hate to see it for him. I really do. Eric Schaefer out front. Brandon Banks there. Tom Gom having a little contact there. I wanted to see for what had happened there. I hate to see Kinsey get wrapped up in those kinds of things. Tom looks to be fine. Let's see. Here it is right here. This is the corner exit. Here's Tom on the bottom side. Kinsey's on the bottom. Kinsey on the bottom side. Tom right here on the outside. Oh, Kinsey just starts coming up a little bit. Man, he's just trying to exit across the nose of Tom. We do have some driver cam tonight, and we appreciate everybody working at 30:54 fast lap for Schaefer. Let's see what Vance Goik's doing. Vance Goik had the fastest lap in practice. Sunset skies for the time here, and for the time being. Appreciate that for every one of these drivers. Here's Michael Bollinger. Going to be ahead of Brad Dove here. Robert Church as well. Bollinger up high on the bottom side. Up high on the racetrack here. As this track gets a little bit faster each and every lap. Schaefer 6/10 of a second ahead of a couple of drivers out there. Michael Strickland, one of those drivers, 30:66, just ran his fastest lap of the race. Eric Schaefer out front with some clean air. We'll see a little bit of a pushback here, but that is Bollinger on your screen. Then how about Mr. Gom, Mr. Tom Gom? Rolling, right? That's what it is. Big old rolling. Thank you for Tom for out there running. It's going to run the bottom side of the racetrack and dig in. We'll ride along with him for just a moment. If Jerkin Limited gives you your driver cams, this is one of the things about this racetrack that you're going to be able to notice is that we'll see a racetrack that is going to be able to provide basically a one pit stop race with an extra set of tires. That's the way I've set it up. That's the way we want to go 150 miles. That's pretty much what you want to see. So we're just under 150 miles, 146 I believe is what we're going to be running total. Thank you to Tom. Thank you to Bollinger. Sits there to the bottom side. See Brad Dove up on the high side. Dove, big shove from the 5-5. 3 wide, corner exit. Oh, baby. Back to 3 wide again. These three are having a good little battle here. This is back here at 11th, 12th, and 13th. Kinsey on pit road, getting the car worked on. I hate it for Kinsey to have those issues. I thought maybe a caution would have come out for that, but did not. So, a little battle. Oh, baby. Dove gets around. Churchy a little free. And back to the countdown to green. Appreciate it. All the drivers. Big boogity boogity. Appreciate you very much. Eric Schaefer out there. Still leads over Brandon Banks. Dan, hope you're having a good night. Thank you, Budgie. Let's go out there. Thank you to all the fine folks. We're live on YouTube and Twitch, and we've missed a couple of Thursdays altogether, so we'll be consistently live on Thursday for pretty much the better part of the next 6 weeks, and we'll get in and we'll have a good finish to this series. I'm liking it. That's for darn sure. Tyler Nichols up 5 spots. 27-18 I-rated driver sits behind Brandon Banks and Eric Schaefer. Schaefer leading the most laps here. Vance Goik's going to be in 4th. Going to roll his way back forward. There is Stryker, has Tony behind him. Man, oh man. Vance Goik had good pace in the early going of this race. And also watching him in practice just seemed like he had the track figured out. We've let the track work. Joshua Siegfried's going to be in 7th here in a good little pack, as we'll see. Tony Martin right behind. There's our Surge Performance Racing legend, Tony Martin, part of one of our sponsors. That is going to be Surge Performance. You can check him out on Facebook and give him some love. Tell him that we sent you over there. Tom Gom in tow has Zach King behind. 87, a little wall tap there for the Under Armour Chevy Camaro. Gom running a little nighttime paint scheme. That's what you called it earlier. Momentum is everything. Right now, Tyler Nichols working the outside lane. You'll see Vance Goik to the bottom. Chuck running the Go Racing diecast paint scheme. He's going to slide the corner. Tyler Nichols in tow. Tyler, big shovel to the corner. 27-18 running from me. I want to go fast. There is the Ricky Bobby paint scheme that you would see. 12 of 100. This is a kind of a racetrack that separates itself. And tires are going to be everything for every one of these drivers. So we'll see what's going to happen here. Schaefer able to get pole. Was not the fastest in practice whatsoever. So we'll see how this one kind of shakes out. Schaefer Banks, 1-2. Again, folks, we do run telemetry when it comes to these drivers. We want to help iRacing combat the battle eye and the DDoS attacks and all the things that happen. So everything that we do, we run through mocap and we send it off to iRacing to help better the platform. And that's what I like to do, at least. Want to make sure that we're doing what we can to do our part. Van Scoik sits in third. Half second the distance here. We'll see how he and Banks turn it up here. And coming to pit road somewhere around the halfway mark, maybe run a little bit longer. We'll see, because these cars could run quite a distance here. Not quite like what the Cup car does. We'll see what Tyler Nichols does here. He defends against Ken Tony. Anthony in the Talking Giants, 84, all the way to the bottom side of the racetrack. Good battle here for fifth. How's the audio out there? We're 15 of 100. Schaefer, 4/10 of a second lead over Brandon Banks. Van Scoik in tow. Charles had a great car last week and caught up in a couple of things, but Charles is Chuck's got it rolling right there. Little battle back here with Siegfried and Tony Martin. Here's Stryker off two, but ready to roll the corner. Little 2 and 3 wide here. Corner exit for the 17. 1941 with the I rating for Joshua. Van Scoik rolling forward, man. Where's Paul at? I haven't seen Paul in a hot minute. Pepper was part of what we were going to be doing here. Where's Mr. Pepper at? If he's been busy. On board with Anthony Keel and Tony. We'll see Van Scoik looking to the outside. He's got these two figured out right here. See if we can get around them. Van Scoik to third. Now backing up the pace. Eric Schaefer, bottom side of the racetrack. Again, clean air working for him. But I talked about Van Scoik earlier having the race pace that he needed to. Drop into the bottom side. Gets to the back bumper of the 9. Has the better corner here. But stays out of the back bumper of the 9 car. Look at run for him as they go. Right from camera. Over the way out of the throttle. Charles is saving here. A little wall tap there. Well, you heard it. At least I heard it. The wall tap for the 9 as well. 41 to the bottom side. 9 drops into the corner. Corner exit goes to the 41. 41 will be there to the back bumper. Creating dirty air. I'll tell you what, the 9 losing a little bit of the tire here. Now 3/10 of a second over Eric Schaefer. All right, Schaefer, 3/10 of a second over Brandon Banks. But you got some drivers back here that have saved a little bit of tire over the course of the run. Siegfried's going to be in 6th. And Cody Kinsey on pit road. I believe he went ahead and hate to see that happen to him on lap 1. Here's Robert Church ahead of Michael Bollinger. Bollinger trying to carry him the corner here. Fastest lap, 31.12. about 7/10 of a second off the fast lap of the race. But he does have Church ahead of him. Robert Church having a little bit of control issues down there on the bottom side of the racetrack. See, Bollinger working the outside lane, needs to run the bottom side of the racetrack. He's running way up high. Last lap 32.79. Now 33.03 for him. Losing ground. Schaefer, Banks, Van Scoik, Kellen Tony, and Michael Strickland back to fifth. Siegfried's going to be in sixth here. See how it works as the top five close back in. This is a good group. Doing a pretty darn bang-up job. 87 rolling. And apologies about normally we have the drivers ready to go. We want to make sure that we continue to have the racing that we do. These drivers have really closed back in the race line. I'll tell you what, top four still right within striking distance of each other. Strickland still there. I tell you what, Tony Martin's back here in seventh. I mean, we only have about 2 seconds separating Eric Schaefer and Tony Martin. They're all within an eye shot of each other. Here's a look. Here's your top four. There's fifth. Sixth and seventh rolling. Schaefer 3/10 of a second difference here as Van Scoik runs a little higher. Different race lines for different strategies, different race teams trying to make that work. 41 and 84. 84 a little cleaner on the high side here. If he low lines this one on corner exit. Now's when the track starts to move up the race line, typically 26 of 100. That's normally when you see these drivers have a tendency to try to search for a different line. Because the bottom side of the racetrack has just been fed. Strickland just behind here. Look at that 5 spot, 1.3. And trying to close in. Schaefer, again, Clean Air doing himself some justice. Bollinger and Church coming to pit road again. Church getting the car worked on. Some heavy right side damage for Churchy. Bollinger coming off pit road. Be 2 laps down. We'll see the leader go around here. Need to get up to pace. We're being just as fast. Ooh, baby. We'll see what's going to happen here. Bollinger will the first of the takers on fuel and tires, but I don't think that's a battle for third. I don't think that's something you do 20. You need to do 24 laps in. But hey, you know what? You get out there, you learn from some of the best out here. You learn from the green flag run, and you get yourself rolling. 41 big crossover, 84. Trying to get to the back bumper of the 9 here now as Calantoni tries to roll. You see the flame shooting out of the sides of the cars. That's how much they're out of the throttle. That's when they get out of the throttle. Watch your race leader. Watch what he does here. Flame shoot out of the corner again. Best way to look at this. Let me see if I can go to the gear. Brandon Banks back in, trying to hold off a couple of drivers there. Let's see if we can do something about this. In the backside of this car. Going to be on the passenger side. You're going to see the most out of it. Not a long board here. Watch that. Yeah, all those flames right there out of the throttle. And it's just backing itself down as much as possible. Absolutely awesome. A great visual here. Banks trying to hold off Keelan Tony and Van Scoik. Right now, the race line belonging to those drivers. Schaefer, half-second difference here. Schaefer's going to be able to walk away a little bit. We'll see if that's going to be able to back up the corner. Kalen Tony again on the back bumper is going to be right there on the back bumper. Is going to get the 9 tight here. At a certain point, do you try to make the pass? Do you try to leapfrog him on pit road? And everybody's still close enough here that it makes a difference. 1 and 2 better for 84. He runs the bottom side. Quarter exit goes. These cars are a little bit freer. They're a little bit more fun, I think. And a whole lot can happen. That's for sure. 32 of 100. Bollinger going to be as competitive here. We'll see the drivers work. Brad Dove, the last driver on the lead lap, 10.5 seconds, trying to close back in. Dove actually leveling his timeout now. Sees Tyler Nichols and Tom Gom in front of him. So Tom Gom, Zach King, all these drivers right here, 8th on back. They're doing a pretty bang-up job of making that happen. For half-second and closing. Brandon Banks trying to extend out of the throttle. Again, backing up the corner is such a huge difference. Siegfried, last driver within that little toe. Stryker trying to hold on to what he's got going on here. But I'm telling you what, 34.5 seconds. We're only seeing about a 10, almost 11-second gap. And Brad Dove doing a bang-up job of holding on. Tyler Nichols with the 42 to the bottom side. Battle side by side with Gom and King. Down to the bottom, making that one happen. Out of the throttle, making it work. Corner exit goes that way. And a good luck as it works. Good defense as Tyler Nichols gets back to the inside. Some good little battle back here brewing. Ooh, King, a little free, into the wall, down to the inside. Hold on to him. As it would be. Here is Michael Bollinger. Get out there and just take it easy and run. Second lane, drifts up the race line. Got to get into that outside working in. That's going to be the biggest feel of this car. If you can get yourself from the high line to the low line out of the throttle, you see him drifting up the racetrack. That right there is bad for your tires. It makes you feel free. He is learning. Bollinger is learning. A little advice goes a long way. He's drifting out that drifting out of that race line. Okay, for a 1.2 second lead as Banks goes back to third. Kalen Tony finally able to get back around. We missed the pass there. I do apologize about that, but that right there is burned a little tire off for the 84 and the 9. We'll see Vance Skoik back in tow. Here comes Michael Strickland off to enter the start of the race. Eric Schaefer, 1.3 second deficit for everybody. So Kalen Tony fell backwards a little bit. I wondered when that was going to start happening. Zach King, Brad Dove going at it for a little bit. Here's the pass. That was, I'm sorry, right here. On 34. Went to the outside. They were losing a lot of ground here. Finally able to make that pass on the outside. Tony, ooh, baby. Made the pass and started to walk away, so. Things do happen. Van Skoik in fourth. Schaefer still out in front, 39 of 100. We'll take a little vocal break. We'll throw it on exciting. Let these drivers duke it out. That's what it's going to be about here as Kentucky rolls. And next week, these drivers look and remember where they're going. Set it up. We're going to Sonoma next week. Some little road course racing for everybody. We'll be a part of this series. All you got to do is reach out to me. We'll get you a link to our Discord and get you guys turned in to have some fun. We appreciate you. Liam, thank you very much for getting out there. Thank you, Dan. I like Sonoma. It's the only road course we're going to be doing, but Sonoma Raceway and these cars are a ton of, to me, it's a ton of fun. The track I like in this car. Then after that, we're going to go to Indianapolis. We'll run Bristol and Talladega, Homestead, Phoenix. That'll be the final couple of races that we're going to see. All right, I'm going to take a vocal break. I'll be right back, and we'll see how these drivers do in just a moment. A little battle brewed up here for the 88 and the 41. As Van Scoik and Strickland try to work over each other. But it was a good little battle. I tell you what, Strikers run a little bit higher on the race line. Van Scoik now to the bottom side, try to make that back straightaway work here. Brandon Banks in third, 2 seconds off the pace as these two have duked it out for a little while. We're going to be 48 of 100. We'll see when the drivers decide to come to pit road, when they're going to be able to make that work. Right front damage for Bollinger, who sits there. Church is going to be out of this one. I hate to see it for him. But these cars do have a tendency to work. 42, Tyler Nichols back to that 11th spot, off 3 from the start of the race. Zach King off 1. Brad Dove has been up 2. Biggest mover of the race is going to be Anthony Keelan-Tony who's up 5 throughout the bigger portion of this race. But don't count out Tom Gom. He's up 4. He tries to track down Tony Martin in front of him, 22 off 2 from the start of the race. Siegfried still sits in that 6th spot. We'll see what Charles Van Scoik can do here as he tackles back to Michael Strickland, as these two are still within 2/10 of a second. So the closest battle we have right now is Keelan Toney tries to track down Eric Schaefer. Schaefer tried to manage a gap, 32.8 on his last time. We'll see what Keelan Toney can do as he tries to close back in 32.6 his last time by. Strickland just ran a 33.10. Fastest driver on the racetrack right now is Keelan Toney in second. Brandon Banks close behind, but not close enough to make that difference. So that's the managing the gap that we were talking about. Schaefer wearing the tires out, 32.81, 32.7 last time by. Brandon Banks doing a great job. Siegfried coming up pit road, first taker when it comes to new tires and fuel. It's the halfway mark. Works. We'll see who's going to be able to make that happen. This one is. I like long run race paces. I like the race lines that make all the difference, and I like what these drivers have a tendency to do. Some have a tendency to run it all the way out. Some have a tendency to, shortchange it. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Schaefer, Keelan Toney, and Banks, your top 3. So most laps led goes to Eric Schaefer, as he's led pretty much everything. Hasn't had anybody battled with him just yet, so we'll see if he's going to manage the gap. 84, run a little bit higher. Is going to be able to run the bottom side of the racetrack a little bit more. Schaefer and Banks just ran the same exact lap time. 84, running just a little higher on that yellow line. We'll see what the entrance of this corner does. And sometimes it's about running where the other drivers don't. But not this time. We see a lot of drivers just run. Zach King, last driver on the lead lap. We see Siegfried, who came in and got his fuel strategy underway. Tyler Nichols came in as well at a 19-second pit stop. Schaefer coming to pit road, so Keelan Toney will lead here. Banks coming to pit road as well. Schaefer in. I thought Banks was coming to pit road. So Schaefer doing a great job of trying to make sure that he was clear of that one. Did so. And was just fine. Zach King on pit road. See Schaefer go around him here, so King will take that first pit stop. Keelan Toney leads 1.3 seconds over Brandon Banks. Keelan Toney was closing in, so hopefully Schaefer taking the left sides here. I don't see a pit stop out of that one. Stryker coming to pit road. So we'll see 4th and 5th, 55 of 100. Keelan Toney running long here. We'll see Schaefer off the lead lap. He's coming off pit road right now. Michael Strickland hitting his pit stop. Keelan Toney trying to put more drivers a lap down. We'll see as this one will cycle around. I think Keelan Toney's coming to pit road. Brandon Banks to get out there and get that bonus point for leading the lap. That is important for all the drivers. Van Scoik doing the same thing. So Banks takes over. He's going to lead here. And be credit with the lap led as Keelan Toney comes to pit road. Eric Schaefer coming around trying to work his corner. And we'll see just what the 84 can do. Tom Gom takes over third. Eric Schaefer still to play catch-up as Van Scoik in tow. There's also Zach King in the mix as well. So back on the lead lap. Keelan Toney trying to get off of pit road. Brandon Banks will put him a lap down. So Eric Schaefer coming around the front straightaway. We'll see Keelan Toney losing ground here. So Schaefer able to extend over Keelan Toney. That's he was the one to dictate when to come to pit road. He's going to be the driver that has to play catch up. So Keelan Toney losing ground on pit road. Staying out just a little bit late. Banks coming around. He's going to be on pit road right now. Van Scoik will take over, get that bonus point for leading as well. So trying to gain as many points as you can. We have a good little series. Tom Gom coming to pit road as well. Banks is on. Tom Gom on. Brad Dove as the preview car. Van Scoyk has the 84 going around. I think Charles is coming to pit road this time by. We'll see what Brad Dove does here. As we'll see everybody doing themselves some justice. So actually, Van Scoyk still your leader. Dove 15.5 back, not taking over. So he's going to come to pit road. So Van Scoyk still your race leader. Schaefer working. Schaefer will take over that spot. Van Scoyk will be a few seconds. Brad Dove leaving pit road. Kalen Tony 5.5 back over Eric Schaefer. So Schaefer got to maximize pit road. Leaving pit road was the hardest part. So Van Scoyk will do what he can. 31.25. It's going to be the managed gap right now. We'll see the 22 of Tony Martin try to push a little bit more. Just came to pit road on 56. 53 for Eric Schaefer. Brandon Banks can close down 7 seconds here. We got 40 laps to go. It's 5-lap pressure tires on the field. Galen Tony was playing catch-up on the long haul. We'll see what Schaefer does here as he rolls behind Tony Martin, who just came out on 56. 60 of 100. Tony Martin rolling the bottom side. Schaefer can manage a 5-second gap here. Came to pit road when he needed to. 31.25. We'll see what all the other drivers do. Siegfried ran 31.2. So everybody behind the race leader, other than Tom Gahn right now, this time by, is just a touch faster than your race leader. But I think Schaefer's just running behind Tony Martin, just maybe saving a little bit, trying to do what he can. 4.25. Galen Tony working with Zach King, has a few drivers in front of him off a little bit different pace. King on the high side, 84, 87. Can manage and maintain 62 of 100. Schaefer, Kalen Tony, Banks, Siegfried, and Strickland. And Scoyk in 6th. Green flag pit stops are going to be everything there. 4.8 second difference here. We'll see what Charles does. Could be able to catch a couple of drivers here. We'll see. We'll see how it works. I mean, these tires, the fall off has been by the seconds, and that's been kind of interesting to see. Schaefer's fastest lap comparison to the fall off. When I look at the fall off here, we're looking at 2-second fall off, 2.5 second fall off for the majority of the race. Trying to push what you can. Give it a pit road when he needed to. Yeah, 32 7s, 32 8s, 32 8s, 32 7s, somewhere around there. When he comes to pit road, that's when he manages and maintains in a 30.742. So we're talking almost 3 second fall offs for some of the drivers. 2.5 seconds. That's about right for this racetrack. So Strickland doing a pretty dang old bang up job right here. Brad Dove off the lead lap has Zach King to track down. Came it on 52. Tyler Nichols came it on 50. As Tyler works to try to catch up to Tony Martin. He's about 30 seconds behind the leader, but right in front of him. 30.73. So Schaefer, 31.33. Galen Tony, 31.07. 31.03 for Brandon Banks is the fastest driver on the racetrack currently. 2-lap fresher tires than Galen Tony. Galen Tony, 2-lap fresher tires than Eric Schaefer. But there's a lot of time that Galen Tony and all these drivers lost to getting into pit road on Eric Schaefer. Schaefer's pit stop was pretty much spot on. That's what he needed to do, right? Here's Schaefer's pit entry. Enter pits. No. Enter pit lane. There. Watch him enter pit lane. Down. Brake. He's able to get down and do what he needed to do to make that happen. And I tell you what, that number 1 pit stall makes a difference as well. So we'll see. 68 of 100. Galen Tony, Brandon Banks carrying a little bit of corner. A lot of separation here throughout the field. 68 of 100. Christian Kinsey out. But I heard something. Bollinger to pit road. Brad Dobbs going to be in 11th here. Going to get to the inside. It's around Zach King. The Dobb up 1. And Kalen Tony, biggest mover of the race. So is Tom Gom. Tom Gom up 5. Able to make that work. Tyler Nichols. He's Dobb to the bottom side. So Brad Dobb making his way downtown. The car is fast and the pace is back at its homebound. Schaefer 4 1/4, the lead, 69 of 100 being completed this time by. 31 laps to go, and it's been a good, simple race. Not too bad, not too shabby. Thank you to Cool Dog for being out there. Go check out Alice Thompson's YouTube channel. Go subscribe to him. He gets out there and he games. He has a lot of his racing that he does in the meantime, in between time. Patsfan out there as well. He's got his YouTube channel, and they've helped take care of this and do what we've got to do. Thank you to all of our sponsors and affiliates. You see them scrolling across the bottom side of the screen. Search Performance, of course. Got a couple of drivers out there running tonight. Beef Jerky Unlimited is also all of our driver cams. Chop Shop Racing is a big, proud partner of Signature Esports. We appreciate Chop Shop and what they do. Mandarood Racing is the best of the bears and the best of the racing legends out there. We love them. We appreciate them. Cedo Carpets. You need laminate vinyl planks or hardwood floors installed into your brand new construction. You got to check them out. Got to get a hold of them, and links for and all that in the description. Of course, Search Performance, an iRacing team that puts the name in the they put their name on us, and I put my name on them, and we appreciate what they've been able to do, and we thank them for being a part of Signature Esports for the last couple of months and taking care of us, and we've been able to help what we can and help take care of them. So we appreciate them very much. Yeah. 3.5 seconds as Schaefer backs off the corner. Kalen Tony trying to close in. Brandon Banks holding on to third. Stryker gets around a couple of drivers here. Still off 1 from the start of the race. And both these drivers trying to work their way forward. Strickland is Siegfried and tow, but Van Scoik is about 2.2 back. Long run pace, a green-to-green run makes all the difference. We appreciate what Van Scoik is doing. Again, next week, we're going to be seeing everybody over at Sonoma. Little road course racing, never hurt anybody. That's what I say, a little left and right. But it's a great track. It's a very slippery track. It's kind of fun. I think it's kind of fun. So, can appreciate all the drivers. Sunset Skies here at Kentucky is Schaefer. A good look. It's Kalen Tony. Still trying to close it in just a touch. Brandon Banks in third. His last lap, 32 flat. Everybody just a little bit faster. Van Scoik, 1/10 of a second faster than your race leader. Tom Gom, 3/10 of a second faster as well. Eric Schaefer, you didn't hurt yourself. This release from the infield care center, you didn't hurt yourself. I heard you park it. Could have ran you got to run all the laps, folks. Got to run all the laps. But I tell folks, don't quit unless it happened with Kinsey and Church. And when you break enough damage, then that's all good. You were coming to pit road. I heard you. You can hear everything that goes on the race for the most part, except for what's in Discord. I don't hear anything in Discord. Schaefer, Kalen Tony, Banks, your top three. And we'll be Beef Jerky Unlimited, 25 laps to go. Man. All right, they're going to do their thing. I'm going to let them do their thing. We'll see what this race is going entail when it comes to the final portion of this one. I'll be right back in just a moment. What's up, Deep Attack? How you doing? Much love. You had too much damage to had to go behind the wheel. You didn't have too much damage. You could get yourself out there and run. I saw what was going on. I tell everybody all day long, it's all about your race line. It's all about your pace. You were running really high. You see what these drivers are doing, like Schaefer from the high side, out of the throttle, drops all the way down, rolls the corner. He is on par here. The times are leveling off. You were sliding your car way around. Make sure you check it out. What's going on, everybody? I hope you're having a good night out there. Only way you get better is to get out there and figure out how the car can turn. Even on old tires, even on bad tires. Strickland trying to close in 6 seconds to Siegfried. Van Scoik about to take over a spot here. We'll throw this on exciting, and I'm sure this is going to be the pass you're going to want to see. You know, sometimes I don't understand. There it is. Van Scoik to the inside of the 17. They're going to be side by side here. Van Scoik just a little bit fresher tire, but Tom Gahn playing catch up as well. Tom down to the bottom side. These two still going at it here. 41 side by side with the 17. Siegfried keeping on 50. So 8 lap fresher tires as Van Scoik goes inside the top 5. We had a few drivers here tonight that didn't make it. A couple of drivers left. Why'd you hit the wall then? I hate to say it. I'm getting rid of chat here, folks. We can all talk about it afterwards. There it is. Eric Schaefer out front, 3.8 second difference here. Keelan Toney in second. Brandon Banks in third. I don't have conversation. I try not to have conversations with chat about, especially when it comes to racers in the race. There's Brad Dog to the bottom side, trying to get around the 9 here. That's one of the things I don't do. I try not to talk about somebody else's race that is a racer. It's a tough luck kind of situation, and I try not to do that. I don't do it with the leagues, and I don't do it with the drivers that run a league that I'm a part of as well. Just a reminder that, you know, it's racing, you know, and I tell people as much as I can that you just gotta get out there and you gotta run the lines, you gotta run the track, you gotta run the race, run all that you can. If you're hitting the wall and you're constantly hitting the wall, you need to adjust your entry. You need to adjust what you need to do to get yourself into out there on the racetrack. If you've got 20 minutes of damage, I've seen 13 minutes of when it's stopped here for all the drivers. You got to get out there. You got to run. You got to figure out more on the racetrack, even after damage, even after you get it fixed. Get out there and run. That's the only way you get better is by running the laps and running the track. Keelan Toney trying to close in. Tyler Nichols coming to pit road. And Tyler had an issue there. And that's what leagues are good for. If that makes any sense to you, Strickland's going to be in fourth here, still trying to track down 5.7 seconds to Brandon Banks. That's what leagues are good for. Leagues are good for you to get out there and you to do exactly that. Run the line, run the race, and figure out what you can do to be better. It helps. Leagues help you, especially when you've got a strength of field here. You know, half the field is above 3K on the iRating. The other half is below 3K. You know, so this is a chance to learn from some of the better Xfinity drivers who drive one of the toughest cars out there. Tony Martin's been sitting ahead of Schaefer this entire time. So Schaefer finally able to level out the tires with the rest of the drivers, but able to make this one happen. But Schaefer looking for his third win on the series. Points are still tight within the series, so any of the other racetracks will be fine as Tony Martin looks to just go ahead and give up that line. Will be fine. Finally gets off the lead lap and been able to take care of it, and Schaefer gets around him here. It's taken a long time for Schaefer to be able to get there, and now able to level the tires off. He's going to try to start pulling ahead and try to increase that gap. Keelan Toney's going to be in second. Banks is going to be in third. Strickland sits in fourth. Van Scoyk in fifth. Oh, 12 to go. Four and a quarter. Keelan Toney. Ooh, a little wall tap there. He's fine. Banks might be the closest battle he's going to get here. And 11 laps to go. There's a 1.7 second deficit as Keelan Toney will have to now try to hold off Mr. Banks. Strickland has about a 6.5 second deficit there. Van Scoyk actually closing in on Strickland here. Top 5 night for Stryker. Right behind him is going to be Siegfried. And you see Tyler Nichols coming around. He's going to be 2 laps down, able to come in. He splits this thing in third. I think Tom said that he made a joke, and might have made him crash or something. I'm not quite sure. Brad Dove confident right now. Tony Martin, the first driver off the lead lap, but Brad Dove was able to make some things happen. Sits inside 9th. A lot of drivers not having practice today. Schaefer, Keelan Toney, Brandon Banks in third. 9 laps to go. This will be your battle that will be closest right now. Again, 6.5 seconds. Sees Van Scoyk closing in. Right ahead of Charles. The N3 right now. You can see Strickland in fourth. Strickland on the bottom side up front of him. This is Tyler Nichols right here. A little bit fresher tire. The thing purrs like a kitty. Seven laps to go. Brad Devil on the high side. Corner exit's going to go to the 42. Tyler Nichols trying to get a little bit more pace out of this one. Schaefer out front, 4 seconds. Keelan Toney trying to hold off. Lap times belong. The drivers not on fresh tires belong to Brandon Banks. He's the fastest driver on the long haul, but Schaefer, all he has to do is just maintain 1.5 second difference here between Keelan Toney and Brandon Banks. 6 laps to go. Tyler Nichols running a second faster than the field. Should be faster than that, as it would be his fastest lap of the race at 30.85. Be able to run the rest of that 31.59, so 1.5 seconds faster than some of the drivers out there right now. That's what's got to happen. What's got to happen? Eric Schaefer, 3.8, 3.9, almost 4 seconds, 5 laps to go. As Kalen Tony tries to close in, Brandon Banks is closing in to the 2 spot here. In biggest mover of the race, tied between 2 drivers. Tom Gom, who is your D2 driver cam, doing a decent job, man. Ain't nothing wrong with what he's got going on. He's last driver on the lead lap right now. He's up 5. Kalen Tony's going to be up 5 as well. Thanking to Bollinger and Tom Gom for running the Beef Jerky Unlimited driver camps tonight. It's a good time, good energy. 4 to go as Banks tries to close in a second here. Got a little bit of draft. We'll see. Could be a little battle here. We got a little. This one's getting close. Eric Schaefer, 3 laps to go to be 2 this time by Kalen Tony and Brandon Banks on the back straightaway. This one's been a nice, simple, easy race. And I didn't realize. I went back and checked what the settings were going to be for next week. I had set Sonoma to 100 laps. It's only going to be 25 laps, folks. Oh, we're running 25 laps at Sonoma. 2 to go here for Eric Schaefer. And right now, Kalen Tony might have just enough. We'll see as the 9 car, Brandon Banks, tries to hold on. So a lot of entertainment value out of this short little race. And we appreciate the drivers showing up. And we'll see if Schaefer can do what he can here. 3.9 comes down to a white flag. The final lap here for the Cool Dog Xfinity Series here with Signature Esports. VBR Network out there as well. Thank you to Patsfan. Thank you, of course, to Beef Jerky Unlimited. Thank you to all of our sponsors and affiliates and all the drivers out there for kicking butt and taking names. Thank you to all the drivers who showed up to make some things happen, and we appreciate everybody knocking it out of the park. Thank you to, of course, the race controller out there, the nominee of it, and, good time. Eric Schaefer comes home in victory lane for the 3rd time this season. And Kalen Tony. And Kalen Tony will be 2nd. Brandon Banks will be 3rd. And Stryker is going to come home 4th. I tell you what, that was a good battle here, too, because 44. So the 88 and the 41 had a good little run happening there. What a good top 5 for those drivers. And, man. Schaefer gets the win. Kalen Tony 2nd. Banks 3rd. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Good win for Eric Schaefer. Take a look at your race results. Kenzie out early. That was probably the big thing here as the DBR team goes 1 and 3. We got Anthony Tony from our good friends over there at Sim 500 Series. It's going to be a 2nd. Stryker finishes 4th. Charles Van Scoik 5th. Siegfried's going to be in 6th. Tom Gom 7th. Martin Dove, King, your top 10. Tyler Nichols, Bollinger finished 11th to 12th. Mike, you could have ran a couple of more laps. I saw you get your damage fixed. Could have ran a few more. And then, of course, Mr. Church and Mr. Kenzie out there. Could appreciate all the drivers. So we'll be at Sonoma for 25 laps next week as Big Shafe burns it down here. We appreciate him. That's how you do it. That is how you do it. Speaking of which, we'll talk to him now. Eric Schaefer doing the Dutch lap, reverse burnout, a little Larson action / Eric Schaefer action. Xfinity cars, your specialty. And this track showed up. I was watching in practice, and I was like, man, he's just kind of taking it easy out there on practice. I wasn't sure if this was going to be the track for you tonight. But then once you get pole, once you just have to lead the clean air and choose to come to pit road. What a great race for you. Walk me through it.
Yeah, man, get back to practice. Banks was like, JP, you're not running your normal pace. I'm like, dude, it's been a long time since I ran Kentucky. I gotta figure it back out. So did that. Came out here, set a nice pole lap. Yeah, just got the clean air, man, and I was able to hang on to it there for a little while, and then I knew I was gonna have to pit early to stay in front of Anthony, but yeah, it was a fun race, man. I loved it.
I'm going to tell you the biggest thing about you coming on pit road. I watched the corner entry when you came down. You hit pit road a little bit more flat than some of the other drivers do. And I didn't realize that. When I run Kentucky, I don't think about pit road because a lot of times we get a lot of cautions on Kentucky. But the way you have to enter pit road here is quite unique. It's similar to what you would do with some of the super speedways. You have to enter it kind of fast and then just get down.
Yeah, that's basically what I did. I thought I was really going to speed, but I was able to get down in time to the 45-mile-an-hour speed limit, and I told Banks, I was like, reminding him that, hey, man, it's 45. He's like, all right, thanks. But yeah, no, I find it easier on tracks like this, 1.5 miles, that it's just easier to get down on the flat on the apron instead of staying up on the track longer like that. But yeah, I don't know. It's just a little easier for me to do it that way with the way I downshift and everything.
Well, it worked out for you. Third one of the series. We got 25 laps at Sonoma coming up next week. Little road course action, maybe a little viable. Give somebody another opportunity, or are you going to come out and try to dominate that race?
No, I'm not very good on road courses. My biggest thing is I just got to sit there and survive.
Well, our field's been about 14, 15, between 14 and 18 drivers a week. The points were kind of within catching distance, and still are. I mean, there's still good battles happening throughout the racetrack. I mean, we got some big tracks coming up though that can kind of shake some things up. The flat tracks are always a ton of fun to watch. But what's kind of the expectation going forward? I mean, I know wins are a big thing, but if you want to have another SC championship here, where do you got to kind of keep that mindset going forward?
I just got to maintain what I'm doing right now. Just zero mistakes and try to collect the checker flags and the trophies. But if I can't, try to help my teammate get the win. But no, just maintain what I'm doing, man. No, zero mistakes, basically.
I don't know what happened with Kinsey earlier, and I mean, I know what happened. I went back and reviewed it and watched it. But man, he just had some bad luck.
He has had the worst luck on lap one incidents here lately, and officials, league races, everything.
Man. I feel for him too. I really do, because I'm like, no, Kinsey's got fast, because I like seeing Kinsey get out there and run. But y'all did a phenomenal job. Congratulations, Eric. And give you shout outs. I appreciate you.
Thank you, Jason. Appreciate you for putting the broadcast on with Signature Esports. Huge shout out to Alex with the Cool Dog for sponsoring the league. Shout out to all the people in the league. Huge shout out to all the DVR guys. And congrats on Brandon on the P3. So that's, what is that? Almost every race so far that DVR is finished in the top 3 or top 5.
Yep. Which is good. That's a good thing.
We gotta keep a streak going, man.
It's a good thing. Well, I mean, next week would be the only week that I could say that it could or could not happen. We'll see. I don't know.
It probably will not happen next week, but yeah.
But we'll see. I mean, it's Sonoma, and I went back because I had to redo the schedule for you guys, in iRacing, because it like kicks sessions and moves sessions around. That whole DDoS crap from last week sucked. Because not only did it screw up some of the league sessions, but it also screwed up, funds that were were in the, like I spent money on sessions that weren't even created yet. So
Yeah.
so it was really weird, and I'm glad that iRacing got that figured out. But I went back and checked. I was like, how many laps are going to be running next week? And I looked at it, and it said 100 laps at Sonoma. And it says, nope, we're going to change that right
Yeah,
now.
please do.
25 laps. We're only going to do 25. I'm not going to. It's a road course, and we'll do 60 laps at Indianapolis, and we'll do 60 laps at Daytona. That's just the key. You can't make. I like short, sweet races that depend on tires and fuel strategy. That's I think that's the biggest thing that can take away from any of that. But yeah, now 25 laps. That's all we're doing. You have to pit once, so you definitely have to pit. But it'll be good.
Good to know. Yeah, I'm good with short road course races.
Yeah, I think we all are. All right, Big Shafe. We'll talk to you next week. Good luck in the rest of your races this week, of course, and always appreciative.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate you.
That's Eric Schaefer, comes home in victory lane. Let's talk to Anthony Calatoni, though. Comes home P2 tonight. And, man, I thought you were going to have that. You have great long-run race pace in this car. First and foremost, let me compliment you there. But then let me say that toward the end there, when the lap time started leveling out, the only thing I saw that was any different was just the pit road entry coming in and then maybe staying at a lap too long. Tell me about it, though. What a great race you had.
Yeah, I wanted to go in with him, follow him down, try not to lose too much time because he made up. He gained 3 seconds on me after that, and I don't know how, but yeah. After I saw the lap times getting leveled out there, and I knew I wasn't gaining time, I just kind of sat there and just wanted to take a podium there and come out of there unscathed, I guess.
You know what? That's a good thing. I like unscathed. I like good races. I like long runs, and I know that we could probably do something to shake things up and throw a stage in there. But I hate stage racing. I really do. I mean,
I do too.
Some leagues love it. I just like to put you on the track and just if it's a 1v1, who's going to win it? And now tonight 14, 15 drivers out there. That's that. That. I wish it was for a bigger field, and I think there could have been more things happening. But it's an Xfinity series. I expect this out of an Xfinity series. It's a very, very. It's a car that a lot of drivers either love or they hate it. And I like Kentucky as a racetrack, and I think tonight was a love-hate relationship there too.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, this is definitely one of the better cars on the system, and I I guess this is it's an interesting track. It's not like the old one where it's a little slick. It's slick when you want it to be, or when you don't want it to be, and then it's tight when you don't. It's very weird. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, I know it wears opposite of what it used to. I already know that with the way that we've seen how that dynamic track they've put in. It seemed like, because I fully expected this thing to start wearing upwards, where you guys start running a little bit higher, and it didn't. You could have ran high early, but you couldn't do it late.
Yeah, I made a couple passes there on a couple guys, Brandon, I think, and I don't remember the other guy on the outside, but other than that, yeah, you couldn't gain the time like you could have or should have.
Yep.
Later in the run.
It was weird. It was. I don't. I say weird. It wasn't typical. It wasn't a typical call. But it was still good runs. I mean, you still ran good lap times. You still, you have to manage a gap. But Brian Banks was catching there for a little bit.
Yeah, I was kind of like, I wasn't saying I was dazing and falling asleep, but I was just kind of like in a zone there. And then I looked down and I saw 1.5 seconds and I saw 7 to go. And I literally said to myself, I said, if I give up almost a second and a half and 6 laps. I said I might as well just hang the steering wheel up.
Don't do that. Don't do that. We like you on the racetrack from the Sim 500 series and everything that we've been watch over the course of the last couple of years. Don't you still got it. I think it's going to be good. We got Sonoma next week. We're going to run 25 laps around that track. What's the goal there?
The goal? I don't run Sonoma very often in a stock car. Actually, I don't run Sonoma very often, period. But I guess just try and any other any other list of hope, I guess, into a road course. Keep it on the track and keep it going straight.
It's I like it in this car. It's probably my favorite thing to run on it. I think the rear tires on the truck suck. I like the Cup car on road courses, but I don't necessarily like it at Sonoma. But I don't know. I like I don't know. I'm just a big fan of this car. So when I basically did a roulette on the road courses, and this is what it landed on. That's I literally took the 7 road courses that NASCAR runs, and that's what I did. So and we landed on Sonoma. So and couldn't be too mad about it. But yeah, that was good. Anthony, much love, man. I know that we need a few more drivers, and a few drivers missed out today, and a few drivers are going to be back again next week. And we're seeing the cycle. We're seeing what the Xfinity car can bring, and it's one of the toughest leagues to be able to hold on to for a lot of reasons, because it's like you said, one of the best cars. But a lot of people, I don't know if they're scared of it. I don't know what it is.
I don't know either. I come and run and
try
and win, obviously, but
I love this car. I think this car is the best. So the Gen 6 back in the day was the car I loved the most. The Xfinity car was like close second. Now, with everything that's changed, I'm still a big fan of the Xfinity car. Still one of the best driving cars out there. But Anthony, give me shout outs, man. I appreciate you as always. P2 finish tonight.
All right, let's gotta thank the Talking Giants crew, the podcast, John Boy Media for the sponsorship for the driving career here so far, and like to thank who's our sponsor? I forgot again. It's Cool Dog, I think it's called.
Yeah, Cool Dog.
So like to thank Cool Dog for the sponsorship of the series. Wouldn't be able to run here without his support, and you for starting this up and doing the broadcast for us, so we can try and recruit more drivers and put on a show for the fans at home watching. I know one of the co-hosts of Talking Giants was sitting on his porch tonight, smoking a cigar and watching the car go around the track tonight.
I appreciate that as always. We like to see our folks out there watching. I mean, I know it's iRacing. I know it's quote unquote that. Somebody called it one day fake NASCAR, and I said, you know what? For some drivers, this is just as real as the real thing. Because some people have $40,000 in their rig, but I don't. I appreciate it. I appreciate everybody that's out there, regardless of how big or small the league is. Regardless if it's my league or anybody else's league, it's just as important to me to be able to see these guys succeed and showcase everybody in a good light. So, Anthony, I know we're going to be seeing you again soon here, very, very soon. You're going to run Wednesdays. I think we talked about this in the past.
We're over at Sim 500.
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir.
I'm very hit or miss on Wednesdays. I'm part of an Elks Lodge. And we have our meetings on. So I'm very hit or miss on Wednesdays over there.
It's okay. It'll be August 7th coming up there, folks. That's when you guys need to get over there and check out the old Sim 500. Sim500.com. Anthony, thank you very much, sir.
Thank you. We'll see you next week in wine country.
That's exactly right. Hopefully I've got man, that thing's going to be spicy. I already know the temperature on that track is going to be spicy. I can't do anything about it. Anthony, much love, man. We'll see you next week.
Take care.
That's Mr. Calantelli. We'll let them have at it. Let's talk to Banks. It's 3 weeks in a row, 4 weeks in a row. We get to talk to you from Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. Mr. Banks, dude, you were catching him. Needed like 10 more laps.
Yeah, I waited too long to go get him. I don't know. The beginning of the race, I just didn't. I don't know if it's just because I haven't ran here in a while or what. I just was running 3 completely wrong, and I just ate up the tires and kind of started figuring it out there after the that pit stop, and I was kicking myself in the butt because of the way I was running it. But yeah, we had to wait just a little bit to go get him because I was just trying something stupid, tried to stay out too long just to see how it would work out. I get beat a lot by people that stay out extra long for some reason. I don't know why. And I was like, you know what? Tonight's a good night to do it. Let's try something different. So we tried it. Like I said, it kind of worked. I just needed to wait way too long to go get him.
I think Schaefer, well, I think one of the biggest things about what happened to Schaefer, I mean, Schaefer's going to choose when to come to pit road. I think that's what a lot of drivers did. And then and watching you guys try to chase each other down. I mean, we saw the top 7 or 8 drivers for the first 40 plus laps. I mean, you guys were less than 6 seconds apart, and then through 10th was within 10 seconds. So the track over the long haul seemed like you guys were just everything was nice and level. It was going to take who was going to come to pit road and get that timing on pit road to be able to keep everybody close. But boy, did it spread out quick.
Yeah. I mean, he's really good at getting on and off pit road and managing the tires in this car. He's just he's excellent in the V car. So to beat him anywhere, it's going to be tough. So I mean, I don't know. Like I said, he came in at the right time. I normally would come in about the same time as him, but like I said, I was like, you know what, this just a night. Let's do something different. Let's try something different. So it almost worked out. I don't think I was ever going to get to him, even if I pitted with him. So I don't know. Like I said, it was a fun race. It's good being able to come into the leagues and actually get some green flag runs. A lot of these leagues just turn into caution fest, and it turns into some crazy strategy I know it's probably good for the broadcast where you got some guy that probably shouldn't even be in the top 15's got a chance to win the race, and it's like, golly, you get killed off of some wreck or something. But it is very nice to come in and just be able to race, and I don't really prefer the stages myself. I like just to race start to finish, and let's just go get it. So yeah, like I said, it was fun tonight. I'd say that Anthony ran an excellent race. I probably shouldn't have, like I said, the first run I ran 3 wrong and just burned up the tires like an idiot. I knew better than that. So just hadn't run this race in a while, and I don't know, just I should have practiced a little bit more, to be honest with you.
I tell you what, Kentucky is. I talk about this racetrack as being one of my tops. I don't know. It's in my top 10 of the oval circuit that can put on a show and deflate you at the same time, because there is a specific way to run this track and to be able to do it and be consistent lap after lap, and then try to make passes at the same time and try to utilize, especially with the new Vantage model, with the V model that the tires run and the tracks run. It really does. It takes a specific kind of discipline to be able to do it. And I think that's what I like about this car the most, and the package the most, and what makes it as interesting as it is.
Yeah, for sure. This car is real challenging. I think, like I said, I heard you talking to Anthony. I think a lot of people are scared of this car because it's just, to me, it drives like a real car. And it's the most realistic thing, I think, to drive as far as oval racing goes. And it takes a lot of practice to learn this car and be really good at it. But yeah, like I said, Schaefer's good. He's gonna be good everywhere. We're gonna be chasing him a lot of the season. So I just need to really get in there and probably run some practice laps with him a little bit before the race instead of just jumping in and trying to stay with him. That's like a death sentence. So yeah. Like I said, it was a lot of fun.
You got Sonoma next week. That's I know it's
Thanks, Jason. Appreciate it.
Yeah. And then you got you got Indy. You got tracks that come. I mean, this is a track that was good for you. I mean,
yeah. I love Kentucky. Yeah, I haven't raced it in a while, and
you won last week. What am I talking about? You won the last race. Jeez, Pete.
yeah. But I don't know. Like I said, we got some good tracks on the schedule. I mean, I'll I'll go into Sonoma and like I said, Anthony and everybody else. I think we're just gonna try to keep it on the track. I think if we keep it on the track, we maybe can come around with a decent finish. So, well, I've raced the A car a lot at Sonoma lately in other leagues. So I'm I know the track very well. It's just takes a little different approach with the B car. So definitely, like I said, we need to practice a little bit more than just jumping in and just winging it. So we'll do that this week and see if we can at least come away with a decent finish.
I mean, points were tight coming into today's race. I'll get the points done here in just a minute. But I think the smartest, I mean, you sit out, you let a lap. That's a good thing, and that's another thing to think about when it comes to points is trying to negate some of the points that some of the other drivers earn. So that I think I mean, staying out an extra lap. I don't think that did that much.
No, yeah, I mean that was really the strategy all along. I was just I knew, that was the only way I was going to get a lap led. I was going to stay out, and then like I said, I got to thinking about. It. I was like, you know what, let's just run this thing dry and let's just see what happens. We'll see if we can catch them, and it almost worked out. I just needed. I really was just sitting back there saving tires for a good, I don't know, 20, 25 laps of the run. I just really wasn't even pushing it that hard, and I probably should have picked it up a little bit more once I started learning how to kind of run 3 a little bit better. I think I might have got to him. I don't know if I could have got around him, to be honest with you. Once you got so close to him, and you're so equal, it's very hard to make the pass. So, I don't know. I don't know if we could have beat him, but I could have probably been a little closer if I'd have started a little sooner. But I don't know. Hey, he ran a good race, so hats off to him.
You did too, brother. P3 finished tonight, Brandon. Much love. Your shouts.
Appreciate it, Cool Dog and Alex for putting it on, and you guys for broadcasting. Congrats to Shave. Hated to see Kinsey, right?
Me too.
He's having the worst luck, I'm telling you. But he'll be all right. He'll be back next week, and I'm sure he'll run a lot better next week. He's got to run better than 1 lap, so yeah, we're probably looking forward to that. But just appreciate everybody that comes out and watches, and hopefully we can get some more people in here. It's a fun league. I said this car is real challenging, and I think it actually, if you can get some more people in here to run these things, it'll actually, it helps. It helps overall. I think I feel like this car, once you learn how to drive this car, it helps you run some of the other cars. So they said maybe we get some more people in here and we'll have a good time. If not, so we'll run our 14 and we'll have a good time.
And that's one of the things I was saying earlier, because Mike parked it early. I was like, you get the damage fixed. This is the perfect opportunity with a smaller field, 14 to 18 cars, what we've been having. It's the opportunity that with a damaged car, if you get it fixed, and you can go out there and run some more laps and get more seat time. Is it a battle of DVR and some of the other drivers that we normally see inside the top 5? Absolutely, it's going to be that way. And of course we want more drivers to come in and fill the seats and fill the shoes, but this is the time to help learn from you guys. And learn from the field and learn where to run. I mean, I think that's the biggest takeaway that I could say for any of the drivers. Run all the laps. Run as many laps as you can. Don't get frustrated with your car and be like, I'm done. Now, if you've got 43 minutes of damage, you got to replace the engine. I get parking it. I do it. But if you got 10 or 15 minutes, go get a drink, get that thing fixed. And then if there's 50 laps left, that's 50 laps.
Definitely seat time. Seat time in this car is very important. So, I mean, the more laps you can run, the better you're going to get. So just, this car is, like I said, it's very challenging. So, I mean, like I said, it's all about seat time. I mean, Schaefer and them, this is all they run. I mean, all the time, unless he runs a league with me somewhere else, like in a truck or something, just for fun. It's the B car for him. So, when you practice like they do, you just get fast naturally. So definitely seat time. Just encourage everybody that comes out and races with us just to run as many laps as you can, and it'll start coming a lot more natural to you. And once you kind of figure that part of it out, it's a lot of fun to drive.
It's one of the freest and tightest cars you're ever going to get. You'll be able to. It'll help your truck series better. And then when it comes to the snappiness of a car, if you want to learn how to save the A car as far as anything goes, as far as being able to manage that, you can save the B car, you can save anything on this.
Yeah,
this
exactly.
platform. That thing is, it snaps, it's gone. That's exactly what happens. And
Yep.
you know, I agree. It'll help. Helps progress the race line for throughout the field. I mean, man, it's a ton
sure.
of fun. All right, Brandon. Much love, man.
All right, man.
Good luck
All
the rest of the week, and good luck in the rest of your races.
All right, man. Thank you. Appreciate it.
You too. That's Brandon Banks. He comes home in P3. Schaefer wins. Thank you to everybody for being out there. It's a good little race. I was pretty happy with this little race, and there is nothing wrong with being happy with the little bitty race, right? Thank you to Patsfan. Thank you to, of course, Cool Dog and Alex and all of our sponsors, all of our series sponsors, and all of Signature Esports sponsors. Thank you to I can't thank you enough. And I try to coach and I try to give as many advice, folks. I have just not had the best week, and so if I see short, if I seem short, it's because I am short. Actually, just my temper is a little short right now. I want to tell you folks that I love the fact that that these drivers love this car. I love this car. I love this kind of driving. I love this kind of speed. You know, I know that it's about setting your goal and about setting your sights on something. Schaefer's fast in this car. So is Anthony. So is Brandon. So is Stryker and Charles. Those drivers are fast. Siegfried did great. Tom Gom did great. Biggest move of the race, tie between two drivers. It's really cool. Brad Dove had a good night. You know, and it's just about figuring out your pace. And it's entertainment value for me. Baji, much love to you. Thank you to all the people out there watching. Continue to follow and support this series. We'll be back with Sonoma next week. It'll be a tough 25 laps, but it'll be 25 laps. It'll be cool and it'll be short and it'll be everything will be better. Tomorrow night, little Cup Series action for Chop Shop. They're week 1 of the playoffs. Darlington is going to be tomorrow night. Outside of that, Saturday we're going to be back with Heart to Heart, and then Sunday Amp Racing Series, Monday Dirt Series, and then we are just about less than 2 weeks away. It'll be 2 weeks away from the start of the Chop Shop Racing Truck Series. Encourage you to go to chopshopracing.net to check them out. Get a part of that the Tuesday Truck Series. Wednesday night series going to be Sim 500 coming up in a couple of weeks as well. But we have a championship race this next Wednesday with the Heart to Heart Car Series, and then it'll be all the Sim 500 from that point on Wednesday nights. Thursdays back at it with the SE Xfinity Series. Would love to grow this. Would love to grow the Thursdays to the point that we can. We do have I do have this series that's going to be starting in December. It's going to be a winter dirt series that we're going to be calling, which I'm super thrilled to be able to be a part of. But yeah, these things do happen. I do believe I'm going to have to find a co-commentator, to help pick up Signature Esports on Wednesday nights when it comes to some prelims and some stuff like that, because we have a dirt series that's big money races that's been happening. We've been waiting for the call on that one. So I've got some things that I've screwed up and some things that I've messed up over the course of all of this, but double booked myself a couple of times, and you make mistakes and you try to learn from those mistakes, and that's what I've been doing. I've been learning from my mistakes with a lot of things here. It's all good. It's all appreciated. Be good, be safe, be kind to other folks. You guys are amazing. And I always appreciate every single one of you for knocking it out of the park. Again, thank you for the chats, and I try to give everybody. I'm trying to teach and be forthright. I try not to have conversations about people's races unless it's happening on the racetrack and not after the fact. So we appreciate you all. Thank you so much. We'll see you to the next one. Peace.